I step through the door, and she doesn't even flinch, just tosses out a cool, "Get out." But in her head, oh, it's chaos. He's back. He looks so good today. Too good. I want to throw myself at him. But damn it, I've got a cold. She slides a box of meds across the table, her face a mask of indifference. I flip it open, read the instructions like it's no big deal. Meanwhile, inside her head, she's falling apart. He looks pale. Poor thing. If I offer to feed him the pills, would that be too much? Too obvious? Later, when I corner her against the wall, her cheeks burn crimson, her lips spitting out, "How dare you?" But inside, yes, just like that. My name is Ethan Hayes. Professionally speaking, I'm a husband, but not in the way you think. I'm a contract husband. The man tied by paper to Miami's most feared ice queen, CEO Jessica Miller. Right now, I'm stretched out on a sofa that probably costs more than a Porsche, debating life's most pressing question. Should I go for a meat lover's pizza or Thai green curry? That's when it comes. The voice. Crisp, cool, sharp as glass. Ethan. I don't even bother lifting my head. Just grunt. Yeah. And then I hear it. The staccato rhythm of designer heels on marble floors. She appears, casting a shadow over me, carrying that perfume that costs more than my entire so-called allowance. Jessica Miller, my boss, my wife, the CEO who can silence a boardroom with a single look. Black suit, red lips, eyes that scream don't even try. She's perfection carved in ice. "Did you spend the entire day lying around again?" she asks, her voice flat enough to freeze the air between us. What else am I supposed to do? The contract says I stay in this mansion. Play the role of broke, unemployed bum, her shield, her trophy. Meanwhile, the truth? I'm the heir to the Hayes fortune in New York. I walked away from that life, from the old man schemes, from an arranged marriage I didn't want. And fate, because fate's got a cruel sense of humor, landed me here, in her mansion, in her world. 1 year of pretending, 1 year of playing husband and wife, before we walk away. Clean, simple. At least it was, until a month ago, a flower pot dropped from her balcony, cracked me on the head, and changed everything. Because when I woke up, I could hear Jessica's thoughts. On the outside, she's pure ice, studying me like I'm part of the furniture. But on the inside, she's screaming. OMG, his collarbones. That shirt. I want to swim on his collarbones. No, Jessica. Stop. You're a CEO. CEOs don't have shameless thoughts. I pull my collar up and her brow twitches. Why'd he do that? Did he notice me staring? No. I wasn't staring. I was inspecting. Yes, inspecting. She clears her throat, her voice colder than ever. There's a charity gala tomorrow. You're coming with me. Nope. The word drops without hesitation. Her face hardens. He rejected me. Does he hate me? I'm always cold to him. Maybe I should beg? No, Jessica. You're a CEO. CEOs don't beg. I'll pay him. He loves money. He must. Out comes the black credit card, her hand trembling just enough to betray her. Buy yourself a suit. Budget's unlimited. On the outside, it's power. But inside, she's falling apart. Take it. Please take it. Why isn't he taking it? Was I not cool enough? This is how CEOs do it in books, right? Here. Spend whatever you want. I glance at the card, then at her face. And for the first time, I can't help it. My lips twitch. This CEO's inner world is so much louder than her icy exterior. So I stretch, sit up, and smirk. Fine, since you're asking so sincerely. But I don't need a suit. I've already got one. Her thoughts stutter. He didn't take my money? Then why? Why is he even here? And in that silence, Jessica Miller, the woman who is everything, realizes she may not understand her own husband at all. Jessica's mind was spiraling. Resist my charm? Impossible. He says no. But deep down, I know he's plotting to pull me into his bed. And yet, another crisis. What's he going to wear tomorrow? Those wrinkled T-shirts? Those jeans? Over my dead body. My man will not embarrass me. I sighed, pushed myself off the sofa, and walked right up to her. She stood tall in her heels, forcing me to tilt my head slightly to meet her gaze. "Don't worry," I told her. "I won't embarrass you tomorrow night." For a heartbeat, she froze, rigid, panicked, her eyes wide with something she'd never admit. And inside her head, a storm was screaming. He's so close. Is he going to kiss me? Oh, God, my lipstick, is it smudged? Should I close my eyes? That's what they do in movies, right? Why isn't he doing anything? I step back, deadpan. I'm hungry. Gonna make some ramen. Behind me, silence. But in Jessica's mind, a volcano erupted. Ramen? In the middle of my first almost kiss? My first kiss, ruined by instant noodles. Ethan Hayes, you dense idiot. I hate ramen. From this day forward, all our supermarkets will pull ramen from the shelves. I shook my head. Lady, relax. This is just a contract marriage. And banning ramen? That's a little dramatic. Even for you. The next night at the gala, I slipped into the most inconspicuous thing I owned. A 20 grand Tom Ford suit, paired with a Philippe watch worth $250,000. In the mirror, I looked exactly as planned. A man perfectly packaged by a sugar mama. When I came down the stairs, Jessica froze mid-step. Her lips parted. Her clutch nearly slipped from her hand. And in her head, the music shifted from 10 strings to full angelic choir. Oh my God, is that Ethan? Or Apollo come down from Olympus? Where did he get that suit? That watch? He must have spent every penny I gave him, just so I wouldn't be embarrassed. I'm going to cry. I adjusted my cuff, let the watch catch the light, and gave her a playful whistle. So, Ms. Miller, what do you think? Worth the investment? Her cheeks betrayed her, blooming pink, but she fought it down with a snort. Barely adequate. Let's go. But inside, she was melting. Ms. Miller. He called me Ms. Miller. So bad, so hot. Say it again, darling. No, wait. He's supposed to call me darling. What am I thinking? In the back of the Rolls-Royce, the air was colder than her tone. She sat in her corner, stiff, untouchable. But in her head, she was screaming. Why isn't he closer? This car is enormous. Does he want to talk to me? Is he mad I called him barely adequate? I'm such an idiot. I should have said, you look incredible tonight. Maybe I can fix this. Maybe if the car hit a bump and I accidentally fell into his arms. Robert. Yes, Robert. Step on it. Find a pothole. You won your Christmas bonus, or not. Up front, poor Robert felt a shiver crawl down his spine. Instinctively, he tapped the brakes. And Jessica, full of hope, lurched sideways, straight toward me. Her chance. Her moment. And then I moved. Reflexes sharper than a cat. I slid out of the way. She landed with a thud against the armrest. Silence. From the driver's seat, Robert's eyes darted nervously to the mirror. Jessica's inner world shattered. He moved. He would rather let me fall than touch me. Ethan Hayes, you cruel, cruel man. I, Jessica Miller, the most beautiful woman in Miami, practically throwing myself at you, and you dodged. Are you even a man? She sat clutching her forehead, red-rimmed eyes brimming with wounded pride. My conscience finally caught up. I cleared my throat and offered her a tissue. You okay? Robert's driving's getting a little shaky. I threw the poor driver on the bus. Jessica snatched the tissue, turned to the window, and her thoughts cut like a knife. Fake concern. Too little, too late. I'm not speaking to you for the rest of the night. Absolutely not. Unless you feed me a macaron. That's where her mind was, sulking in silence, bargaining with desserts. The gala was everything you'd expect. Gold chandeliers, designer gowns, the kind of glittering excess where fortunes mingle with gossip. Jessica's entrance was magnetic. Heads turned, eyes followed. And me? I was a mystery at her side. Studied, judged, envied, dismissed, all in the same breath. Then came him, Chad Thompson. Slick hair, smug grin, glass of champagne in hand. The air with money, charm, and a bruised ego from years of Jessica's indifference. He looked at me like I was a roach someone had forgotten to squash. And who's this? He asked, though everyone knew he already knew. Jessica's arm slipped into mine, her grip firm, rehearsed like armor. This is it. Her thoughts roared. The villain's entrance. Now I claim my man. The villain rages, and my husband puts him in his place. Yes, yes. Perfect. Ethan, make me proud. I could almost laugh. Lady, have you been binging too many billionaire romance apps? She lifted her chin. Her voice cut through the ballroom like glass. My husband, Ethan Hayes. The word husband twisted Chad's face like sour wine. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. So she really married him? But why him? A nobody. Must be a gold digger. Shotgun wedding? No bump, though. Jessica's fingers dug into my arm, her thoughts spiraling. Idiots. All of them. My husband isn't a gold digger. He's just low-key. Yes, low-key genius. Ethan, this is your moment. Show them. Crush them. Show them you're not a nobody. I blinked once, then leaned into her like a fragile thing clinging for safety. Honey, he's so mean. I'm scared. The room stopped breathing. Dead silence. Eyes snapped to me in disbelief. Chad's color drained, then flared, then curdled into greenish rage. And Jessica? She froze. Inside her mind, chaos. He called me honey, out loud, in public, and said he was scared? This is not the script. He was supposed to unleash alpha energy, destroy Chad with one smirk, and instead, I got a clingy husband soap opera. My reputation, my empire, gone. But I wasn't done. I buried my head against her shoulder, trembling pathetically. Honey, can we go home? Everyone here is so scary. Jessica's brain detonated. Oh God, social suicide. I don't know this man. Who am I? Where am I? I'm Jessica Miller, and I'm an idiot. Chad finally exploded. You shameless freeloader. I flinched dramatically, clutching Jessica's arm tighter. Honey, look, he's being mean again. Her eyes snapped shut, her breath steadying. When she opened them, the room froze under her glare. Ice Queen restored. Mr. Thompson, she said, each word sharp enough to draw blood. Watch your tone. He is my husband, the man I chose. Any disrespect to him is disrespect to me. And with that, she turned, dragging me with her like a queen storming out of court, towing along her stubborn husky. The silence in the Rolls-Royce on the way back was suffocating. Robert, poor man, barely dared to breathe. Jessica pressed against the window, the city lights flickering over her face. Why did I bring him? What was I thinking? I dreamed of an epic revenge fantasy, and instead, humiliation. Miami now believes I'm keeping a boy toy who calls me honey. My image destroyed. But then, softly, although his voice when he said it and when he leaned on me, it wasn't awful, she shut it down instantly. No, stop. Jessica, he humiliated you. Get it together. Watching her wrestle with herself, I leaned closer, voice low. Honey, are you mad at me? Her head snapped toward me, eyes blazing. Don't call me that, she hissed. But inside, oh my God, he said it again. I hate it. I hate it. Say it again. So I did. Okay, honey, I'm sorry. Honey, please don't be mad, honey. Her face flushed crimson, the color rising from her ears all the way down her neck. Jessica's glare could have cut through steel, but instead of answering, she spun away and gave me the cold shoulder. Shut up. That's enough. Any more, and my heart's going to explode. Her thoughts raced, wild and frantic. That devil, he's doing it on purpose. Seducing me with that face, with that voice. I won't fall for it. Unless he makes me breakfast tomorrow morning. I caught the tiniest stiff line in her back and smiled to myself. Breakfast it is. You got it. Honey. The next morning, for the first time in forever, I was up before her. Jessica had a sensitive stomach. She liked something light to start her day. I'd pried that intel from Maria, the housekeeper. So there I was in the cavernous kitchen, bigger than my old apartment's living room, mincing chives, cracking eggs, playing chef with a 3-egg omelet. Upstairs, soft footsteps stirred. Moments later, the sound of slippers padded into the dining room. Jessica appeared, silk pajamas, hair tousled Makeup forgotten. For once, she wasn't a ruthless CEO. She was just a sleepy girl who looked far too much like a kitten. She froze. Her eyes widened. Am I dreaming? Ethan is actually making me breakfast? Did my wish come true? And then, terror. Wait, can he hear me? Oh no. Oh God. He heard everything. I bit back a grin, turned toward her with deliberate calm, and raised an eyebrow. You're up? Go get ready. Breakfast is almost done. Her face went pale. He knows. He knows I wanted this. He can read my thoughts. It's over. I'm finished. Last night, I called him an idiot. I imagined him kissing me at the gala. Oh my God, Jessica, you can never show your face again. Her skin cycled red, white, green, like a traffic light on the verge of a meltdown. I had to turn back to the stove before I burst out laughing, shoulders shaking. I pretended to focus on the omelet. She retreated like a malfunctioning robot, stiff limbs carrying her out of sight. When she returned, she was reborn the cool, composed heiress again, dressed in chic loungewear, as if the panicked girl from before had been a fever dream. I slid a plate toward her, golden, perfectly folded omelet. Try it. My secret recipe. Jessica didn't move. Her mind was a storm. What if it's poison? No, prenup. He wouldn't inherit anything. Then maybe drugs? To take advantage of me? Oh, God, I'm so excited. I'm so scared. Lady, I muttered under my breath, could you please think one normal thought? I picked up the fork, cut a bite, and held it to her lips. She froze. Pupils dilated. He's feeding me? This is a romance movie plot. If I eat it, does that mean I forgive him for humiliating me last night? But it smells so good. It looks so good. Her mouth parted the tiniest bit. I lost patience and slid the bite in. The omelet melted on her tongue. Her mind went off like fireworks. Delicious. Better than Maria's. He's not just handsome, he can cook. What kind of God-tier husband did I marry? Forget humiliation. Forget my shame. If I get this food every day, I'll take it all. Another bite. Quick. Give me another bite. On the outside, her face stayed cool, detached, even critical. But inside, she was cheering like a stadium of fans. I set the fork down. Eat it yourself. Your hands aren't broken. Jessica's heart stuttered. Damn him. Always this. He flirts, then pulls away. Master playing hard to get. She huffed, picked up her fork, and devoured the omelet like she hadn't eaten in 3 days. When she was done, she dabbed her lips, slipped back into her Ice Queen mask, and declared, it was average. But since you went to the trouble, I'll allow you to watch TV today. I leaned back lazily. I'm eternally grateful. She headed toward her office, pausing in the doorway, her voice casual, almost careless. What else do you know how to cook? Her heart screamed louder. Say it. Say you learned from me, that you did this because you knew about my stomach. Just read the script I wrote for you. I let the silence hang, then sighed. Back at the orphanage, if you didn't cook for yourself, you starved. The lie landed heavy, stitched seamlessly into my poor boy persona. And in the still air between us, Jessica stopped breathing. She froze. Completely still, like time itself had stopped. The fireworks in her mind, that dazzling castle joy, crumbled to ash in an instant. In its place came a storm. Tsunamis of guilt rained that wouldn't end. An orphan. He's an orphan. Her thoughts spiraled. So that's why he hides behind indifference. That's why he clings to money, to masks, to survival. Yesterday, I threw his pain back in his face. I mocked him. I'm a monster. Jessica Miller, you're a monster. Her gaze snapped to me. Eyes rimmed red, a storm of guilt and pity swirling with something else I couldn't quite pin down. Maternal. Dangerous. Overwhelming. Ethan, she whispered, her voice trembling, then hardened into resolve. From now on, I'll do all the cooking in this house. I nearly spit out my coffee. Cooking? Lady, you don't have to do that. In fact, I beg you, don't. But she had already crowned herself my savior. I will warm his cold, lonely heart. I will be his wife and his mother. And that's when I knew I was doomed. That evening, she marched home like a soldier heading for war, grocery bags bulging with enough luxury produce to feed an army. Maria's mop clattered the floor as she watched Jessica tie on a frilly pink apron and charge into the kitchen with the grim determination of a general. The battle began. Why won't this tomato cut? Is the knife fake? Ow, my finger. It's bleeding. No, I can't let Ethan know. He'll worry. This egg, why is it on the ceiling? Salt? This white powder looks right. Extra salt it is. He probably likes salty food. After all, he had a tough childhood. I pinched the bridge of my nose from the sofa. Lady, that's sugar. An hour later, the smoke cleared. Jessica emerged, drenched in sweat, beaming like a first grader holding up their first art project. In her hands, a plate of blackened lumps that may have once been scrambled eggs and a pot of swamp-colored soup radiating an odor best left unnamed. She placed them on the table with trembling pride. Dinner's ready. I walked over slowly, staring at the science experiment set before me. She watched with wide, hopeful eyes. Why isn't he eating? It's fine. It'll taste amazing. I followed the recipe. Eat it. Just eat it. If you say one bad word, Ethan, I'll cry right here on the spot. With a deep breath, I sat, forked a piece of charcoal, and put it in my mouth. The universe imploded. Sweet, salty, bitter, sour, spicy, all colliding in one catastrophic mouthful. My soul briefly left my body. But I chewed, swallowed, and smiled. Delicious! Her face lit up like Christmas morning. He said it's delicious. I knew it. I'm a genius. I can make money and cook. Ethan Hayes, you're one lucky man. Then she tasted it herself. Her smile froze. Her soul left her body. And seconds later, she bolted to the bathroom, gagging like a character in a disaster movie. I poured myself water, unbothered, listening to the carnage echo down the hall. When she staggered back, pale and trembling, her eyes clung to me with disbelief, confusion, and the tiniest flicker of awe. That was the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten. And he ate it, without flinching. He lied to protect me. He's kind, too kind, and I thought he was useless. Ethan, you sweet, wonderful idiot. Tears glimmered in her lashes again, and I sighed. This woman will cry over spilled soup. I can't handle this. Clearing my throat, I said gently, maybe, for the sake of survival, I should handle the cooking from now on. Her eyes blazed, her voice fierce. No, tomorrow I'll get it right. I'll make you Coca-Cola chicken wings. I slumped back in my chair. Somebody saved me. The next morning, before disaster could strike again, I gave Maria the day off because the battlefield was mine to defend. I stormed the kitchen that night, grabbed the expensive ingredients she'd stocked up on, and turned them into a feast. Coca-Cola chicken wings, sweet and sour pork, steamed sea bass, maple tofu. By the time Jessica walked through the door, the table was glowing with dishes. She froze in the doorway, stunned. You made this? Yep, I said, setting a bowl of rice in front of her. Try it. She sat down quietly, chopsticks in hand, and tasted each dish one by one. No words, no compliments, just silent eating. And then it happened. A single tear slipped from her eye, catching the light before falling into her rice. Inside her head, a storm was raging. He did this because he was afraid I'd hurt myself again. He cooked all my favorite dishes just to protect me. How could he be so good? Handsome, talented, thoughtful, carrying his pain without complaint. What kind of man is this? Some mythical treasure? Jessica Miller. Did you save the galaxy in a past life to deserve him? That's when her decision crystallized. The contract might end, but he wasn't going anywhere. She was going to keep him. Forever. Meanwhile, I nearly dropped my chopsticks. Lady, chill. We're supposed to be a fake couple. I'm meant to disappear in a year, not get dragged into your hostage husband fantasy. Still, the days that followed found their own strange rhythm. She remained the CEO ice queen to the world, but in private, her frost was melting. She'd swap my light jacket for a heavier one when the weather turned cold. If I sneezed, a glass of water and cold medicine would appear at my elbow, delivered, of course, with her trademark glare. That idiot. Doesn't he know to wear more clothes? Is he trying to make me worry? As if I'd ever worry. Followed by frantic rummaging through the closet. And then, how dare he sneeze in my presence? Is he trying to infect me just so I'll take care of him? Such a schemer. But he does look kind of pitiful. Fine, I'll forgive him. She'd slam the medicine down with a cold face, and I'd have to bite back a laugh. Watching the drama in her head had become my favorite show, until Chad showed up again. This time, he brought backup, an old man in a traditional suit, carrying himself with the air of someone who thought he held the universe in his palm. Jessica, Chad smirked. Meet Master Chun, a spiritual advisor from Sedona. Jessica's eyes narrowed. Why are you bringing a fortune teller to my house? Chad's grin widened. He's not just a fortune teller. He reads destiny. My company's thriving because of him, and now he's here to read yours. His eyes flicked toward me, sharp and venomous. Because the energy in your home matters. Imagine if someone unlucky was draining away your good fortune. He might as well have pointed straight at my nose. So this is what we're doing now, metaphysical smack talk. Jessica's expression hardened. That creep, how dare he curse my husband? He's not bad luck. He's my lucky star. Since he came, I eat better, I sleep better. Even my stomach aches are gone. But beneath her fury, doubt crept in. What if it's true? What if Ethan really does carry bad luck? No, I have to believe in science. I have to believe in him. But last quarter's profits were down. Her mind was a battlefield, logic clashing with superstition. Master Chun stroked his beard, squinting at me before shaking his head like he'd seen through the universe. This young man has a dark aura, he intoned. The mark of someone who can never hold on to wealth. His life force is weak, his luck unstable. Poverty will follow him always. Ms. Miller, you, however, are a phoenix. With him at your side, he will only drain your fortune. I almost clapped. Fantastic delivery. Please never do it again. Chad's smugness grew unbearable. Hear that, Jessica? For the sake of your company. Cut ties with him. Jessica's lips pressed into a hard line. Inside, she was spiraling. What do I do? Even the master says so. I don't believe it. But what if it's true? I can't let my career fall apart. But I can't let him go either. Wait, I know. I'll give him money. Lots of it. He'll start his own business. Build his own fortune. Then he won't drain mine. Genius. I caught her expression and knew this was my cue. I stood slowly, across the room, and faced Master Chun with a smile. Master, you're so wise. I said evenly, tell me then, do I look like a rich man? The old man sneered, his disdain sharp enough to cut glass. You reek of poverty. Wealth will never be yours. I walk in the door and she tosses out a cool, clipped, get out. On the surface, she's ice. Inside her head, it's chaos. Oh my God, he's back. He's ridiculously hot today. I want to tackle him. But I have a cold. She slides a box of meds across the coffee table like it's an accessory and asks me, deadpan, to read the instructions. I read them. She watches me. Inside, she's melting and panicking at once. He looks so pale. If I offer to feed him these pills, would he think I'm being too forward? Later, I pin her against the wall. Her cheeks flare red, she snaps. How dare you? But inside, yes, just like that. I'm Ethan Hayes. Professionally, trophy husband. Technically, a contract husband to Miami's fiercest CEO, Jessica Miller. Right now, I'm sprawled out on a sofa that probably costs more than a Porsche, debating a crisis of true human importance. Meat lovers pizza or Thai green curry. My indifference is the mood. Then the voice, crisp as ice, calls my name. She steps into the room. Heels clicking, black suit sculpting her like an art piece, perfume that smells like a private jet. Jessica Miller, my wife, my boss, the woman who could chill a room with a single look, stands over me. Did you spend the day lying around again? She asks, voice flat enough to be a threat. The contract says I stay in the mansion, play poor, be her shield for a year while she avoids suits and schemers. Then we divorce quietly. I walk away with 10 grand a month and a cool story. That was the plan. Then a flower pot fell off her balcony. cracked me on the head, and everything changed. I woke up able to hear her thoughts. On the surface, she scans me like furniture. Inside, OMG, that white tee, his collarbones. I want to swim on them. No, Jessica. Behave. You're a CO. She worries over my collar being pulled up, imagines me judging her double take. And I, petty as ever, pull my collar higher, call an inspection, and refuse her black card. Go buy a suit, she offers, liberal and tremble with authority and embarrassment. I look at the card at her and feel something small and private in my mouth. A smile. I don't need a suit. I say, I've got one. She's stunned. He didn't take my money. Why not? Is he marrying me for my looks? For my money? Her inner film is a melodrama, and I, amused, decide to play along. Her mind goes into full production mode. Resist my charm. He says no with his mouth, but in his heart, he's probably plotting. But if he doesn't buy a suit, what will he wear? Not those wrinkled tees. I stand, walk to her, heels giving her a lift, forcing me to look up and promise. Don't worry. I won't embarrass you tomorrow. It's proximity that sets her off. Her thoughts turn into a tsunami. Is he going to kiss me? Oh my God, my lipstick. Did I brush my teeth? Should I close my eyes? Why isn't he doing anything? My deadpan step back. I'm hungry. Making ramen. Detonates her inner world. Ramen. Her protest is a private volcano. My first kiss. Defeated by instant noodles. I hereby ban ramen from every supermarket we own. Next evening at the gala, I slide into a suit that's supposedly inconspicuous. 20 grand Tom Ford, entry-level Philippe on my wrist. Perfect packaging curated by a sugar mama. Jessica freezes when I descend the stairs. I can hear the music in her head switch from anxious strings to angelic choir. Chad Thompson appears. Slick hair, a grin, the air with too many entitled miles. He eyes me like a cockroach on the buffet. And who is this? He asks, though everyone knows already. Jessica locks her arm through mine, fingers gripping like a lifeline. Her mind screams, now's the part where my husband shows him. Ethan, it's your time. I lean in and play the frail, helpless part. Honey, he's so mean. I'm scared. The ballroom goes dead. Chad's face contorts from shock to rage. Jessica is frozen by sound and humiliation. Her inner script collapses. He was supposed to be alpha. Smirk, destroy Chad, win the room. Instead, we got clingy husband meltdown. Social suicide. But I double down on the bit. Honey, can we go home? I whisper, and when Chad snaps, you shameless freeloader, I clutch Jessica closer and adopt my most pathetic of tones. Honey, he's being mean again. Her outer eyes shut. She breathes, opens it with a freeze frame of ice. Then her words cut like glass. Mr. Thompson, watch your tone. He is my husband. She turns and drags me out like a queen storming from court. In the Rolls Royce, the car feels like a universe between us. She sits stiff and immaculate, but inside she's scheming a million ways to get my attention. Why isn't he sitting closer? Maybe a pothole. Robert, find a pothole. Robert taps the brakes. Jessica lunges toward me, and I, cat quick, scoot aside. She bangs her forehead on the armrest, humiliated. The private storm explodes in her head. He dodged me. Ethan Hayes, cruel man. I clear my throat, offer a tissue. Fake concern. Too late. She says she won't speak to me for the rest of the night. Unless I feed her a macaron. The gala is a glittering sea of chandeliers and silk. Enter Chad again, now more venomous, and the room whispers as if it has a single shared opinion. My husband is a mystery, probably a gold digger. Jessica's inner narrative flips between fury and manic planning. He's not a gold digger. He's low-key genius. Ethan crushed them. I wink at her, then lean into public vulnerability and let it rip. She is on the edge, and when Chad demands to know who I am, she says, my husband, Ethan Hayes. Murmurs spark. I play coy. We exit. She sees in private. I whisper, honey, are you mad at me? She snaps. Don't call me that. Inside, she crumbles. He said it again. Say it one more time. Please. So I do. Okay, honey. I'm sorry. She turns crimson, then shoots me the back of her head. Her mind purrs. Enough. He's seducing me on purpose. I'll never fall for it. Unless he makes me breakfast tomorrow. I smile inside. Breakfast it is. Morning arrives, and for the first time in forever, I'm up early. Maria tipped me off. Jessica likes something light on her stomach. The kitchen is an expanse that used to be my apartment. I chop chives, crack eggs, play chef, and wait to see if the woman who rules half of Miami can become a sleepy breakfast girl. She arrives in silk pajamas, hair messy, makeup gone. She looks, briefly, like a kitten. Her eyes widen. Is he making me breakfast? Did my wish come true? Can he hear me? Terror flutters her hand to her mouth. I turn and raise an eyebrow. You're up. Breakfast is almost done. Her inner color wheel flickers from horror to panic to relief. She staggers away, comes back composed, and takes the plate I offer with the air of a monarch sampling a peasant's pie. Then the drama. Is it poisoned? Is he trying to kill me for my fortune? No, prenup. He wouldn't get a dime. Maybe he drugs me. Oh, I'm excited. I'm terrified. I cut a bite, feed it to her. The omelet melts on her tongue, and her inner world fireworks into a confession. Delicious. He cooks. He's more than looks. He's gentle. He carries his pain in silence. He's mine. She hides like a crime scene. It's average, she says through the mask, and grants me the small mercy of television time. But later, when she thinks no one's watching, she decides she will be both wife and mother to this man who once posed as poor. She vows to cook for me herself. She returns with top-shelf organic groceries, ties a frilly apron on, and charges into the kitchen like a gladiator. Maria freezes, mop in hand, and I recline on the sofa with a front-row seat to the catastrophe. Ingredients tumble, knives protest, and sugar becomes salt, and eggs end up on the ceiling. She emerges an hour later, triumphant and sweaty, holding a plate of blackened lumps and a pot of unidentifiable green liquid. Dinner's ready. She announces like it's the coronation. I fork a charred bit, chew, and tell her, honestly, delicious. Her face lights up like a child's. She tastes hers and bolts to the bathroom in a gagging sprint. Later she stumbles back, pale and breathless, and remakes the scene inside her head. He ate without flinching, because he didn't want to feel bad. He's kind. I've been so blind. Tears threaten, and I suggest gently that maybe I handle cooking. She refuses. Tomorrow, Coca-Cola chicken wings, she promises. Days settle into a strange rhythm. She's still Jessica Miller in public, but in small ways her armor thins. A heavier jacket appears at the air chills. A glass of water and a box of cold medicine materialize when I sneeze. Her inner monologue is a running commentary. Accusation immediately followed by tiny forgiveness. That idiot, why is he always cold? He's such a schemer. But he looks pitiful. I'll forgive him. Watching her mind has become my favorite sport until Chad returns, this time with a spiritual advisor in tow. Meet Master Chun. Chad smirks. A man of incense and grave pronouncements. He reads destiny. Chad says, the jab clear. Maybe your husband is bad luck for your company. Master Chun peers at me, strokes his goatee, and declares my aura unlucky, my brow broken, my destiny tied to poverty. Jessica's mind splinters. Science against superstition, logic against fear. He's my lucky star, but what if Chad presses the advantage? Cut him loose for the good of the company, he suggests with a smile so thin it's cruel. Jessica panics until she hatches a plan. If it's a liability, she'll give him seed money, make him his own man. Genius. She's spoken aloud, and I see my cue. I raise an eyebrow. When will I make 10 million? I ask, casual. Master Chun scoffs. Chad howls. 10 million? Have you been rotting on that couch so long your brain melted? They roar. I ignore them and offer a bet. 10 million in 10 minutes. Silence. Jessica's chest tightens. Hope and fear braided into one thought. I wink and dial Arthur, my father's assistant. Short Thompson consolidated. 10 minutes. 10 million. Arthur's voice is crisp. Executing now. The room becomes a jewel of soundless tension. Chad's laughter freezes. Sweat beads. Then his phone screams. His trader is an animal over the line. Panic. Static. We're being hammered by anonymous short. Circuit breaker triggered. Hundreds of millions wiped off the books. His phone clatters to the marble. He points at me as if I conjure ruin. 9 minutes, 50 seconds. I walk over, clap his shoulder and smile. Consider the 10 million my fee for today's fortune telling. I turn to Master Chan and let the silence do the work. Maybe his spiritual insights need updating. I take Jessica's arm and lead her away. Honey, late night snack? I murmur as we climb stairs, leaving a crater of stunned men behind. In her head, a new quake happens. 10 million in 10 minutes? He shorted Thompson? Did I marry a monster? I drape an arm around her stiff shoulders, let the smirk pull at my lips, and savor the moment. All the while, we're playing a dangerous, delicious game. The contract said 1 year, clean break. But the lines between us have blurred. Jokes become truths. Pretenses become tenderness. She, the CEO who once ruled with Frost, is thawing. Me, the poor deadbeat, am no longer just a shield. Beneath the banter, beneath the outrage and the omelets and the gala theatrics, something real is building, messy, accidental, and maybe inevitable.